Alright, welcome. Here we are at the weekly video. Let's just start. I'm Elder Lord, your host. And we're just going to start right on P-Day. P-Day was really fun. We kind of got shafted because we had to do some tithing audits with one of the senior couples who came through, and they took us out to lunch, and that was nice, but it took forever. It was going to be a proselyting time for the day, but we actually ended up doing 5 hours of it, which totally killed our haircuts, and we weren't able to get haircuts last week, as you can obviously tell. We're getting them tomorrow, though, because they're not possible today. Anywho, so that kind of wrecked our day on P-Day, but we had a lot of fun. We did a whole bunch of stuff. We shopped, we did the norm, and we emailed at 9 o'clock at night. We were able to finally finish that. But then the next day, we went to go find haircuts, and because we set aside, we're like, well, since we lost that time on P-Day, we'll kind of put it aside tomorrow on Tuesday. We're like, sweet. And so we went to look for haircuts, but they were only by appointment only, so we were unable to get any haircuts last week, as you can tell. And it was like, it's like can't get any haircuts, which was obviously to the dismay of Elder Dalton, because he's been complaining about it for the past week and a half. Let's see. Yeah, that day the President Hedinger, president of the mission, decided to come through. He's just like, hey, I'm coming out of Romania, I'm coming through Bakersfield, can I have an interview with the three of you? And we're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And so he kind of got stuck at the border. He's like, pray for me, boys. And so we prayed for him, and he made it through. So, church is true. But yeah, so while he was kind of waiting, we were like, hey, let's just take this extra time and go tracting. And tracting is where you knock on buildings, on buildings, in buildings. Anyway, you kind of go in these big, we call them 10 stories, it's where people live, and you kind of go knock doors and you're like, hey, wait, this message about Jesus Christ and the Book of Mormon and prophets, would you be interested? And they're like, no, not sweet. But we actually got a dude who let us in right there. He was like, yeah, sure, come on in. We're like, oh, okay, cool. So we taught him a lesson right there, and then right after the lesson, this guy needed to go off to work. So right after the lesson, the president called us, I'm here. We're like, sweet. So it was just kind of back to back. And then President interviewed all of us, and then right after that, the APs came because we were going to do splits with them, and they kind of arranged that the night before. And so we had splits with Elder Dalton, and I stayed with Elder McCann, who's just the bomb.com missionary. He's really, he's quite the powerhouse of just love and spiritual wanting everyone to hear the gospel kind of deal. So that was fun. We had a lot of good studies with him. He's just, like I said, just a powerhouse. Next day, we're still with the APs. Actually, the night before, funny story, we kind of had an air mattress and an extra mattress on the floor for the APs, just kind of sitting there. Our bedroom isn't big, so I kind of had to jump over the air mattress to get to my bed. And I jump over, and the whole bed just cracks, and the whole thing just falls in on itself. And I'm like, crap. And so we kind of examined the damage. It turns out the sidebar that holds up all the slats, holding the mattress up, had just snapped. The whole thing is just like it was one piece, and then it was two pieces. It was bad. But thankfully, Chaboy had some clamps, and he clamped it back together. That's right, because he knows what he does. So later on, we had to get supplies to fix that. With Elder McKenna, we were actually tracking a neighborhood, and this dog kind of ran up to us. And Elder Don was like, "Wait, that's a member's dog." We're like, "Oh man." And then it just ran away, and we couldn't chase it down. It was happy to just be out of its home. And we realized, or at least we speculated, that it had squeezed out of this 8-inch hole. It was a fat dog too. It shouldn't have been able to squeeze through this hole. But there was this 8-inch hole where HVAC would have gone in or something. But we're holy crap. So far we haven't told a peep to those people, and they haven't complained yet. So we're not sure where the dog is. Later on, what was kind of funny, Elder McCann, he's from Australia, so he has this kind of Australian accent where he's just like, let's go teach some people. And he'll just, since it's a bit thicker than that, it's kind of hard to replicate. But he, during our split sheet paper, he started going into an American accent. And it almost sounded weak compared to an American accent. It was weird. Or compared to an Australian accent, it was kind of weird. Anywho, then that night we kind of went to Obi, which is the local Home Depot of Europe, and we got more clamps, which is awesome, light bulbs, and then some wood glue in order to fix the bed because it was all just made of wood. Next day, we spent streaming, talked to a lot of people. I mean, you just need to assume that all the normal stuff happened, missionary stuff, where you're just talking with people, just having lessons. I don't know, we don't actually have a lot of lessons. But that night was Anglora, which is where we teach people here English, and we were able to split up into different rooms, which probably wasn't good. But like Elder Dalton did a kind of conversational class. I was in the office kind of doing like the Not Be Sent To Dice, which is basically a daily scripture that we send to all our investigators and stuff. And so we were able to split up and kind of like work that. And Elder Van Doos is teaching like the beginners because he knows Hungarian. Elder Dalton and I do not. So that was just kind of funny. Yeah, so that was that day. That was just I'm just going through highlights. Next day, we went to Solnuk, which is a local city, about an hour and a half train ride away. And I did splits with Elder Barton, and that was really fun. There was nothing really huge. Oh no, that night, the first night we got there, I was on splits with Elder Barton. He was like, hey, we're going to do service at a member's house here tonight. And I was like, cool, whatever, I'm down for anything. And so we went there, and he didn't know what service it was. He just knew that he had to be tall for it. They asked him if he was Magash tall. And he was just like, yeah, I'm tall. He's like 6'3", 6'4" when he doesn't slouch. So like we get there, and they're hanging cabinets, and I was like, this is my jam. I was ready for it. They were like, I told them I was like an electrician. I was like, you line set or the Voltam. So like they're like, sweet. Which was awesome. That's probably the highlight of the whole transfer. Like, not transfer, the whole like split. It was awesome though. Other than that, and it just so happened that I was doing a thing that I shouldn't have been doing. I was wearing my canvas pants, which can substitute as church pants in a tight situation. And so since I was wearing my work pants, I wasn't afraid to get them like dirty and stuff, which was just convenient. So next day, really nothing important. This was like 2 days ago. Yeah, we just did some advertising for English class. It really was not like a big day. We went to a Girosh place in order to teach a member, but in order to teach an investigator who worked at the Girosh place, but he wasn't free. They made him work a little bit long. Next day was Sunday at good old church, where I had to give a talk. And I didn't realize I didn't remember I had to give a talk until the morning of. I was like, crap, I have to give a talk in Hungarian. I was like, I can barely give a talk in English, let alone Hungarian. Yep. That was it. And then we had our meeting with Zoltan, the guy who let us in earlier, and he basically dropped us. It was a 2-hour conversation where he just was hamming us, and we were like, okay, that's cool, and we finally left, because I don't know, he was dope, but yeah, so that goes. And then we had like a Skype lesson with the dude who couldn't quite reach, like physically. And then we had a Zoom call talking about English class again. These are just kind of highlights, just going through. And then I believe that's today. Welcome to today. Also, let me bring in my boy Dalton Elder. Dalton Elder, he's coming. That's right. Thank you.
What's going on, YouTube?
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
That's right. That's all I got for this week, guys. See you, Stoke.